I know what my audience like. I did some independent films with Master P. A lot of those movies did really well.
I'm ambitious. I'm a hustler. I have my own lane.
That's the thing about comedy. You wake up every day, you don't know if you're funny that day.
Hey, what up, what up, what up? Welcome into the program. Let's go live with Lamont King. My name is Lamont King. We're officially live. Good to see you, man. Welcome back to the world, man. Good to see you. We made it. We made it. We here. It's another one. Could have gone the other way, but it went this way. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us on the show. We do this show, for those that don't know, every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. 7 East Coast time. Shout out to everybody on the West Coast watching and worldwide. Appreciate y'all. Welcome into the newly remodeled Drunken Fruit Studios.
I don't care if it is a closet. You still looking mad official.
Thank you, Lord Jamal. Appreciate you right here in Tiny Closet Studios. Got any questions about Drunken Fruit or what they are? Go see them. Inquiries at drunkenfruit.com. Appreciate y'all. All right, a little bit of housekeeping. See something, share something. What that means is if you watching and you get this notification across your timeline that this show has started, make sure you at least invite one person. That's it. I don't need you to do a whole commercial, do a whole production about it. Just bring one person. You know what happens if everybody bring one person? We double up. And it becomes a thing. Right. All right, the number to call in, if at some point you feel so inclined, it's on your screen right now. I ain't gonna say it out loud. We only got one phone line, so we're gonna do it like that. Screenshot it, write it down, do what you need to do, or Skype in. Let's go live! Exclamation point. You'll see the picture for everybody that got Skype-O. Yeah. All right, and myself, Mr. Lamont King, on all social media. I appreciate the follows. Even though I only get like after every show like 3 follows, I'll be like, "What is y'all doing, man?" I be saying, you know, we be putting out content, man. What is y'all doing? We made 1,000 YouTube subscribers, which was a major deal and major occurrence last week. But what I found out was I still need watch hours, is what they tried to tell me. So I got the subscribers. Now we need the watch time. So now we got to pick up so go through and go back and watch some of the old shows, or old videos, or whatever, and keep yourself entertained. And it's kind of a little road bump, but it's all good. Shout out to everybody on Instagram right now. I'm streaming as well on IG Live, trying to see what what that looks like, doing them at both times simultaneously. Trying to get that going. All right, we are 100% viewer support by viewers like you. $ Lamont King 0606. If you feel so inclined. It's up on your screen now. I'm gonna leave it there for a little bit. And Patreon, behind the paywall, got all the content. Appreciate you. Subscribe. I'm trying to build something here, man. Like Joe Budden said, I'm trying to remain an owner. I'm not in a space where I'm taking I'm getting a check. So I'm trying to remain an owner, own my content. Shout out to Joe Budden. Trying to do it. So Patreon.com. Mr. Lamont King. That's where we at with it. Again, thanks for tuning in. Try to have a little fun today. Talk some shit, learn some shit. You know what it is. Peanut Gallery, what up? Mr. Clarkson, EP, or John Watson. All fun and games. Good to see y'all. Everybody. Yeah, watch time. That's what they told me. Watch time. I got the email. They had to, you open the email, it was like, and you get all the confetti and the balloons or whatever. Now, we got to get your watch time up. I was like, really? I'm sitting here trying to, I was at like 700 in June. So I got 300 new subscribers to the channel in about 3 months. So that's still a big deal. So now we just got to get the watch time up. And that means more people got to be watching. So there's that. So if you see the videos, when I put out the clips or whatever, highlights of the shows, just share them, repost them. You never know. You've done your part up until this, so I can't really, scoff at your efforts. You've done well. Just keep doing. That's where we at with it. Keep doing. Yeah. So there's that. I was in a little. I'm waiting to hear back right now. For I applied for a job today, man, and I hope it come through because I got a little birdie hit me with some, and I don't know. I need y'all to verify this. What it looks like in your town or wherever you are. The election day voting technicians is what they call them, election board technicians or whatever. Some precincts, some states, some jurisdictions are offering quite a bit of amount of money for you to be a judge. You go through training, get certified, and you sit there 8, 10, 12 hours or whatever, or like the day before, the day of, day after, whatever, however it works, like 1 to 3 days from what I read today, and for some significant money. And it's right in the middle of my, it's right in the middle of the day. So I'm looking into it. Because one, it's my civic duty, and I'm all about activism. And two, man, that dollar amount, shoosh, needs that. Would you do it? All this talk about voting, and the line's gonna be long, and it's gonna be that between early voting, as we've seen in Virginia, it's cracking out there, and they wilding. You got people protesters, which I think which is unbelievable. You got the protesters out there, like harassing people in line voting. Like, what's your main deal? What's your issue? You don't want socialism. You don't want communism, but democracy makes your ass itch. Like, how does that even work? You tripping. So anyway, I know it's going to be crazy out there election day at the polls, but I want to exercise my civic right. I want to make sure that's why I'm doing early voting, mail in. I'm going to get the joint in the mail and then go drop it off. And I want to be available and ready to work as a judge on election day. I'm trying to tell y'all, I'll let y'all know how that go. Because the money is really, I am not even going to quote with the money. I'm not going to do it. How much? Not going to do it. Not going to do it. I'm not even going, because that's not what it's about. It's about my civic engagement, my activism. It's really not about the $500. Jeez. All right. Let's go live. Here we go. So I got a guest coming on the show, man. I saw a post on his Facebook page, and he said he was feeling down. So I was like, man, come on, talk about it, man. Tell me what's got you down. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the program. Wait a minute, I can't see you. I can hear you. You. Oh, here we go. Let's try. Oh, man. Yo. Big fella. He got his G's up. You need more G's, champ. All right, we're gonna try it again. He'll hit me back. But anyway, voting. SPW Nola said, I'm voting early and in person. Yeah, absolutely. That's a big deal. Get it out the way. But I'm trying to do that and then work for the cause. You know what I mean? Because it's all about the cause. But the harassment of voters it's just weird. Like, they literally have protests, and I understand harassment, but what are you exactly protesting? That's the point I don't understand. Like, from the aerial shot that I saw in Virginia, the people was in line like 1,000 deep, going back like a half a mile away from the voting location, and then right across the street But the thing is, they were quick to just identify them as protesters. And I'm like, what are they protesting? But then you got real protesters out here and you identifying them as something else. So what's that about? All right, let's try this again. Man, you got to do it from your computer, big fella, because the phone ain't going to work. Trying to get my guest on, man, so we can get him out of his mood. Yeah, it ain't work. Yeah, try it again. All right, he left out. You can try it again. We're going to get it. Who do I talk to about your notifications? Your notifications for what? Which platform? Depending on the platform, you can turn them on and you can, yeah, it's not working. You got to get me from the computer, big fella. Cavet, you have to, it depends on the platform, because you can turn them on YouTube very easily. Facebook, they give you the option somewhere off in the corner, turn notifications on for the show. But again, early voting is huge. So if it starts wherever you at, do it as soon as you can, in person or otherwise. I did do about 3 weeks ago, I put in the thing for the mail-in ballot. They said it would take a long time. I'm hoping it'll just come through. And I don't want to get it and then put it back in the mail. I want to get it and go drop it off. I want to physically go hand my joint in on my time. So that's my vision for that. All right, if you're on Instagram right now, man, join us on YouTube, man. It's we loud and clear over here. You can see more of the studio on YouTube. All right. Hey, man, you gotta let me call this guy, man. It's not working. All right, we're gonna take a break from Instagram so I can use the phone. So I can actually use the phone. Y'all stand by, man. There's a lot going on in here. Get my man, I'm gonna call him. Talk amongst yourselves. Drop off your ballot at your local courthouse. Yes. Well, they just had a car fire at my local courthouse. I don't know if y'all heard about that. Up in Marlboro, they found a burning vehicle in the parking garage. Had to clear the whole building. So it was a weird situation down there. All right, here we go. Get my man on the phone.
Hey, Lamont.
Yeah, you live. I got you live. We're just gonna do it over the phone.
Oh, you'll do it over the phone?
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, because I don't know you ain't have your G's up. We need 5 G's. I don't know what G's you working on. Ladies and gentlemen, J. Anthony Brown. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, I just playing applause for you. So what I was saying was when I was trying to pull you in, I said I saw your Facebook page earlier. There was a post. You said you was in a bad mood today, and I was like, oh, I wonder why my man is so down.
I'm really, 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 really down, and this is basically not for me.
Okay.
Because I've been through it. I've reached a different level in my life, and thank God for that. But for the players who are on a lower level, on a budget, who are going through some things, and they can't play like the big boys play, this is news that I got today, Lamont, is crushing.
Crushing.
This is very crushing. Don't get me wrong, the virus is very serious.
Yeah.
You got to get out the vote. All that is serious. But what I learned today is totally a setback to my spirit. It hurts my spirit.
So it hit you deep.
It hit me hard.
Yeah.
It hit me hard, because I read the news and you read the news and then you read things and you go, whoa, that's a shock.
Yeah.
And what I'm talking about is the Sizzler has filed for Chapter 11, which means they might close their doors.
No.
Which means
players
on a budget will no longer have a place to go.
No.
Now, you know where you are in your relationship.
Yes.
You know if you're a drive-through man, or if you're let's order Domino's relationship,
right,
or if you're a Sizzler, or if you're with someone, the Cheesecake Factory,
right,
stepping up,
right,
with stepping up, the Olive Garden, which means you're a family man, and then you hit restaurants that you can't pronounce.
Right.
But she want to go there. Now, a lot of us are not even in that, so we won't even discuss that. But Sizzler, the Sizzler, where you can I mean, I'm talking really feed big girls.
Yeah, yeah. For the cheap. For the cheap.
I mean, cheap.
Yeah.
Cheap.
Yeah.
It is laid out right there for you, man. I'm talking spit guards so you protect it. The food has the mask on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
the food.
They were the first ones. They were the first ones to have the sneeze guard.
They were the first ones to mask their food.
Yes.
And this is shocking. This is shocking. And get this. The most important thing is free. When you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Free.
Yeah.
There's no charge. Free refills. What? What? What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What?
How can they file for bankruptcy when the salad bar refills was free? It was free.
Free. I mean, this is a sad day in America.
It is. It is.
We can't keep the Sizzler open. And what I like about the Sizzler is they have not changed their decor in years.
No.
In years.
No.
You know, a lot of these restaurants are into redecorating every 5 years. Not the Sizzler.
No.
Not the Sizzler.
I think they still got carpet on the floor in some of them.
They got carpet.
And the cups, carpet. The plastic.
They got chandeliers.
Yeah.
You don't see anymore.
Yeah. They got the plastic cups with the texture to
They
them.
got all of that at the Sizzler. And this is a sad day. So I had to call somebody who would understand my plight and understand what I'm going through. Yeah. And it's very sad. It's sad.
It's tragic because there are a lot of players on a budget who that was their go-to because you really could eat like a king with the cost of a prince, if you will. You know what I mean? You get the buffet.
And not be seen by a lot of people.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, you can take your chances at the Golden Corral if you want to.
Right.
But some church person is going to see your ass.
Right.
And that's the end of it. That's all your business is in the street.
Sizzler's off the radar because, you know, they got the good senior citizens rate. Nobody's really going to be in there. They got them high back chairs.
Yes. Which is
yeah. It smell like mop water when you walk in.
Yes.
Like no one's really going to be in there.
Nobody's going to be in there but you and your date. You in, you out, you went out, you fine dining is done. So I had to call you, man. I really had to call you with this because this is a very sad day.
Yeah.
For players and playettes.
Yeah. Sizzler filing for bankruptcy. Let's matter of fact, let me pull up the story. And for those that don't believe, let's pull it in here real quick. So I'm reading it right now off the screen. The 62-year-old company said that it filed for Chapter 11 because of COVID-19, which forced it to temporarily close its restaurants and dining rooms. 90 franchise restaurants gone.
90. You know what? You can search all you want to, but there's very few places that serve lime green jello.
Yes. What flavor? What flavor is that? What's the actual flavor? Is it written just lime green? Is it just lime green jello like red Kool-Aid?
Yeah, lime green Kool-Aid. There are very few places now. Like I said, you take a chance at the Golden Corral if you want to, but your ass is gonna get busted. Trust me when I tell you that. Right?
Wow.
Too many family members in there. Too many people to see you. Sizzlers, man. Sizzlers.
We'll take a moment of silence for Sizzler, man. Gone too soon, man. Never forget Sizzlers. All right, man. I appreciate you, man.
Love you, man.
Love you too, man.
Hey, just one more thing. Look, they bring out that hot plate out the kitchen. It's the most amazing thing.
Yes.
You don't even know how it's done. No one knows.
Yeah. So how about I still got a drawer full of Sizzler steak knives because they're easy to steal. Easy to steal.
Later, man.
All right, I'll holler. All right. Oh man. Funny. Sad day, y'all. Sad day, man. Kevin say 90 joints. That's less than 2 per state. They were barely hanging on anyways. True story. But man, you go down south some places, man. Alabama, really Jersey on down, man. On the east, you get Alabama, you get South Carolina. You'll see them Sizzler, and that's the Poppington in town. So that's oof. Sad day, man. I wish I had like a little sound effect for I guess. All right. What flavor is lime green Jello? Is it mint? Is it lime? Is it unripe lemon? Like what flavor is that? Everybody faking like they ain't eat at the Sizzler. Man, that was the first time I had steak. That's why you bullshitting. I didn't know what steak was until at the Sizzler. It wasn't freshly prepared for me individually. It was on the buffet. The first time I ever had steak was Sizzler in Jersey. We had family. We go up to Jersey. They love Sizzler. We have it down here when I was young. But that's the first time I had steak. So why you bullshitting? That's an American institution gone the way of the dodo. Pandemic takes out another business. I wonder why they ain't get the little PPP joint, the little wonder why I ain't get the loan, the business loan. Get that $2 million. If Kanye can get it for his clothing line, Sizzler could have got it for them hot plates and the masked up food with the salad bar. They was the originators. He ain't lying. They was the originators of the protected food. You know it. I know it. All right, moving on. India says, I have a whole story about me and the steak at the Sizzler. Well, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Gone too soon. All right, here we go. They got one in Sacramento. My ex took me to one a few years ago. First time I've been to one since the 90s. Now, is that why she's your ex? Or like, what's the story behind that, Kevin? Kevin Hughes? There was one on 450. 450 in the 80s. Was it? Oh, man. That's taking me back. All right, moving on. All right, Mr. Clarkson, who's standing by. Go ahead, jump on when you got a minute. No, for real. That was the first time I had steak. I didn't like steak until like to eat steak until I became way past adulthood. True story. I always steak. I couldn't understand. So in college we used to hang out, and my man we used to go to IHOP and he used to get steak and eggs, and I just couldn't understand that combination. It never made sense to me. True story. Never made sense to me. And so I never ate it. And I was like, but that's steak though. I like my breakfasty. I don't need dinner food with the breakfast. And plus, I was only familiar with how black people eat steak, which is well done. So well done, it tastes too much like liver to me. I was at a comedy show. True story. Hand to the man. I was at a comedy show, and Joe Claire does this bit about black people eating steak. And if you're familiar with his material and you've seen him more than once, you might have heard it. So he explained how hanging with his white friends, it taught him how to eat steak different. And this is before Food Network and all that. This is way, way back. This is way back. It's probably about 10, 12 years ago. First time I really started eating it. And he was like, well done, black people. I'll let y'all in on a secret. We've been doing it all wrong. He was like, medium rare to medium. That's it. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to try it one time. And when I tell you I tried it one time, medium rare. But if you get it done right at the right place, medium rare comes to the table and it's still cooking. So by the time you break off into that jounce, it's medium. Mind blown. It was a whole nother experience. I have never, until that point, I had never actually eaten steak. Trying to tell y'all. Till you eat a steak medium, you've never actually eaten steak. All that black people stuff that we knew when we was little, you better cook it till it's done. Nah, you're not eating steak. At that point, you're just eating something tough and chewy. But real steak, medium rare to medium, I know it sounds crazy because we didn't grow up like that. but medium is the way to eat steak. And it was after that I was a fan. So I got there late. See, that's what I'm saying. Hold on, your comments moving fast. Y'all getting a lot of convo in there. I like it. India says medium rare on a hot plate is the best. Absolutely. I ain't even see her say that, and that so we know what time it is. Yvonne, you better get with the program. You ain't had steak yet till you eat it like that. Medium well, no way, Imani. Nope. You're doing it all wrong. All right. If you do it right, Coach Ken, correct. If you do it right, you don't need steak sauce. Pinch of salt, pinch of pepper, and a little smear of butter, and it's a wrap. All right, let's move on. All right, waiting for Mr. Clarkson to jump on. You get a chance. Yvonne said, no pink for me. That's what she said. It's a live show, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Skype. Here we go. But I don't see why you, but you calling on the phone, chat. How that work? Yo.
What up?
Hold up. Wait a minute. I'm trying to get you called the, why my phone pick up
What
Skype?
you want me to do? You want me to go another one?
Yeah. Please do.
Send me that link.
Well, the Skype. Skype it, oh, how did answer on my phone? That's crazy. Where the Skype at? Hold up. What did you Skype?
I just Skype, let's go. I just Skype what I usually Skype.
Oh man, it ain't show up. All right, I'll send you the link. All right, we standing by for with Mr. Clarkson. Oh, then I hear the noise. The fuck going on? I pick up. Oh, because I got the phone hooked up. Oh, nah, do it again. It's because I had the phone hooked up, and then do it again. Hold up, y'all stand by. We'll have a good conversation. So another topic that I wanted to talk about your children's school. Of course, award-winning educator Mr. Clarkson is an expert at the virtual learning stuff. I'll send you the email. Stand by. Hey, this is what happens, man. When your production team is 2 people, don't trip. I should have had a commercial ready. Y'all just stay put. Don't do nothing crazy. All right, Mr. Clarkson. All right, check your Gmail, chat. And just jump on. Take that link and just jump on. All right, while we're waiting. There we go. They acting up. I gotta hit them in the chat and be like, yo, what's up? What's up with all the functionalities today? Because usually my Skype notifications would turn on the, I wasn't signed in on the computer. That happens because I restarted the computer. Is that what happened? All right, speaking of virtual learning, Imani Oba says, I turned the student's camera off. They asked me why. I said, because your little brother's in the back jumping on your bed in his drawers. Can y'all record these things, teachers? Is that a thing? All right, let's go live.
Can y'all record these things?
I got the feedback.
Yeah, I'm cutting it. There it is.
All right, there it is. All right, Mr. Clarkson, good to see you.
Hey, what's going on? I said true story. Yo,
yeah. Can y'all record? Can y'all record?
We can actually. You can record on Zoom. You definitely can record.
Yeah, we need that. We need to see, the ridiculous nature of the shit that y'all dealing with out here, man.
Yo, you'd be surprised, man. It's naked breakfast. It's weed. It's drug failure. It's 44 every time. It's slap boxing. You name it. I didn't seen it.
Yeah. True story. All right. Let me before we continue, let me address some Cavett talking about these dudes. Let me see if the Hodge twins is live. Nobody care about no Hodge twins. Them punks. I don't care. They ain't saying them, but
that's funny.
Gaines. You watch them? You familiar with them?
Nah.
The Hodge twins. I ain't gonna give them no juice on there. But anyway, all right. So I got
Okay.
something for you before we get into the reason that you're on the show. So I want to do
Sure.
something real quick. This really happened. All right, it's a new segment I want to do, and I want to do it with you first. This really happened. I'm gonna give you 3 headlines. 2 of them are fake. 1 is real.
Oh, when you got me away from, I can't type. So you
Yeah, I
got
don't need you to type. I
there
need
it
you
is.
to
You got me.
yeah,
You got me.
take a guess. So all right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. First time
Okay.
ever. This really happened. All right.
Cool.
So there's 3 headlines. 2 are fake. 1 is real. We're going with our executive producer, Mr. Clarkson, right here, right now. All right. So
All right,
number
let's
one
get it.
headline. Number 1 headline. Florida man skydives into beach pool party with no parachute.
Okay.
That's headline number 1.
Headline number 1. Got it.
Headline number 2. Atlanta woman marries her female coworker. That's headline number 2. All right. Headline number 3.
Okay. Got it.
Transgender Satanist anarchist wins the Republican nomination for county sheriff in New Hampshire.
All right. Let's go.
So
So
I'm
I'm
going
gonna-
over 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna go over again for the slow
Sure.
people in the back. All right.
Sure.
3 headlines. 2 are fake. 1 is real.
Got
You
it.
just tell me which one is the real. The first one: Florida man skydives into a beach party with no parachute.
Got
Number
it.
2: Atlanta woman marries her female coworker.
Got it.
Number 3: transgender Satanist anarchist wins the Republican nomination for county sheriff in New Hampshire. Which one of those is the real story?
So got it. Let's work. Let's work this way. 2 is a non-story because like when those type of romantic stories kind of happen all the time. So
Okay.
I'm saying 2 is a non-story. Now we're stuck with 1 and 3, right? So I'm going 1. It's Florida. Anything can happen. 3. Concerning the status of the Republican Party and how weird they are these days, anything can happen there. It's like my mind's telling me 1 because of how crazy Florida is, but I'm gonna go with the people there, and we're gonna go with 3. We're gonna go with 3 because I'm going with the it's like the price is right. I'm going with 3.
Before I give the answer, tilt your screen up a little bit. You got your head chopped off. Just tilt
Bam,
it.
right there.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
cool,
A little more,
cool.
a little more, a hair more. I know you want to
There
show
it
off.
is. Bam.
the
Let's get
Here
it.
we go. Here we go. There we go. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. He said 3. Survey says 3 is correct.
Yo, let's go.
Absolutely ridiculous. All right, let me bring the story in. This really happened, ladies and gentlemen. This is
Wow.
the headline. Let's all read together, shall we? Read together. Bring it in. All right, this is the headline. There was a transgender Satanist anarchist whose campaign slogan was "F the police," and
No.
they secured the Republican nomination for county sheriff in New Hampshire. Their name is Aria DeMezzo. They were shocked when they won the GOP primary for county sheriff in Chester County, New Hampshire. She's the founder of Reformed Satanic Church. Previously ran for the county sheriff in 2018 as a libertarian candidate. When we found out the previous Republican nominee was no longer running, she joined the Republican Party with 2 days to spare. Her goal was to expose our corrupt system. She went in full well, expecting to lose the primary to a write-in candidate.
No.
Yeah, the primary to a write-in candidate. And she didn't think that so many voters were just completely and totally oblivious about who they are voting for. Now, the Democratic incumbent is, expected to win, but the fact that this person won in that moment, I don't even know what word, that way, speaks to a lot of the problems that we got going on right now. And she went to prove a point and proved it, that people do not pay attention to anything. They don't read. And right now, we are so divided as a country along partisan lines that all these people just voted on was Republican.
But you know what? It reminds me of, remember Eddie Murphy's Distinguished Gentleman, which is like the most telling movie of all time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeff Johnson, the name you know.
Right. And he
Yeah.
literally ran off the same thing. So you know what? When I started to slow everything, yes, I get that all the time that I look like Roy Ward Jr. So that,
Oh, that's hilarious.
yeah, I get that all the time, which is hilarious. If I can be a lookalike and get some money off of it,
Yeah, right.
I'm cutting his teaching game immediately. But anyway, but yeah, that doesn't surprise me though. That really, really doesn't surprise me.
She ran. They say it goes on to say she ran on a slogan of "F the police." I mean exactly that. F what the police are.
Wow.
I applaud what the police are supposed to be. They're supposed to serve and protect us, but rarely is that the case. I want my deputies to respond to crimes where there are actual victims. Let's be clear on that. If there's an actual victim, then you should have somewhere to turn that can help. The anarchist in me knows that there are better ways of doing this than the state, but we don't have time for that in an era where police officers are kneeling on people's throats for 9 minutes. I don't hate the police. I want to inspire and motivate police officers to be what they truly desire to be. I want them to go home at night in pride, knowing that they had an impact on making the world a better place. Extortion and kidnapping don't make the world a better place, and they know that. Wow.
Does she win re-election? Does she win re-election?
But it's just the primary.
Oh, okay.
The fact that she's the nominee. She's the Republican nominee. So if all the Republicans voted on party lines, that's their candidate.
I want to see how dedicated they are. If you in for a penny, be in for a pound. I want to see how dedicated you really are.
Yeah, I'm watching this race.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. That we gotta do an election day special of Let's Go Live. I'm here for that.
Yeah, New Hampshire, just for that race alone. Satanists, anarchists, ridiculous. All right, there it is. So that was this really happened. All right, so the reason I brought you on, man, you made a interesting post, real tough talky post today,
right?
About a statistic that you came across, and you wanted to get the people's opinion on it, and the responses were very very diverse,
right?
So walk us through that. The stat in the post.
Yeah. So I'm big on solving problems inside out. Like, is it me first before I say it's you, right? So I'm just wanting to check and make sure. So I read this really peculiar educational journal thing that came up, and I won't tell you what it said. Instead, I'll tell you the questions that I asked. So I asked people, how long would it take for you to figure out that your child could not read? Now, this is minus them having any cognitive issues, they're in special education or whatever. How long, or that they've, have health problems. How long would it take for you to figure out that your child could not read? So then my second question I asked everybody is, what would be the first thing you would do once you came to this realization that your child could not read? Okay. Mm-hmm. And this is, of course, just off the jump. And the third thing I asked is that minus any cognitive issues, minus the fact your child got an IEP, special education, health issues, whatever, minus all that, if your child couldn't read, whose fault is it? Mm. So I was very interested, or it was very interesting to me that everybody said that the first thing that they would do was that they would, try and figure out what the problem was themselves. Then they would talk to their teacher. They then went further to say that, hey, the third question, which was the telling question of all, which is the reason why I wrote the post, I said, well, whose fault is it if your child couldn't read? And everyone said it was their fault, that they would, as the parent, would take the blame. And they also said overwhelmingly that they would notice it immediately. So this is where the fallout comes. I read an education journal today. Those people that know, every morning I do two things. I read the Bible, read my educational journal. Don't know why. It just hey, with my job, I need all the Jesus and brown liquor I can get, right? So with this, they did a recent study that asked parents, how are you learning? What are you learning about your student now that they're home? And 40% of parents are realizing that their child cannot read. Not on grade level, like can't read. And these are people that are responding from 5th to the 11th grade, finding out that their child cannot read. Now, this is my favorite part of the story, okay? When they asked the parents of the 40% of the parents that were polled, whose fault is it that your child couldn't read? 95% of them said the teacher.
In the poll.
In the poll. So from 5th to the 11th grade, you just now find out, thanks to COVID, that your child can't read. But then you double down and say that the reason why my child can't read is the teacher. So you see the battle that I'm having, because I'm like, yo, damn, I can't be responsible for everything, can I?
Yeah, right.
So that's why I wrote the post the way I did.
Most of the people on your, obviously, the people that responded to your post were not polled because everybody was pretty much taking the blame,
right?
Like wearing that. They were admitting that. Well, most of them said that if they caught it early enough, they would address it, either pay for help, spend extra time. But also all of them, 90% of them on your post was like, yeah, it would be my fault.
Correct.
So I'm wondering what types of people were polled in this in this poll. Would they immediately throw the teacher under the bus? Immediately.
Which, as I've always said, is that's the reason, that's the biggest issue with our culture, the school culture. And, most teachers can admit to this all the time, that we always feel under attack. We always feel like something's our fault. Even when we've done everything, something's our fault. Like recently, it's funny because I just got an email that stated, hey, I want to talk to you about the number of kids that are failing your class. And I'm like, really? Not the fact that these kids ain't done none of the work. You want to talk to me about it. And that's what makes me mad. Like, I got kids that straight up got like 2, 5, 7%. And ain't done.
How do you get 2%?
Because you did the warm up on day one.
Oh, on day one. Okay.
You did the easiest assignment, which was, because I do a getting to know you assignment. Hey, tell me your name, and your favorite food, and what's something that helps you learn.
Okay, got it.
And I do that so that I got an insight of, hey, if you need a little extra encouragement, I know how to operate from there, right? So in my mind, I'm going, so the only thing you done did is like the get to know you assignment, and you ain't did nothing else.
Nothing else. And now you get an email call to the carpet like, why do you have such a failure rate?
Yeah, like, doing your prep when you should be putting together lessons to, be awesome. Now I want you to tell me why kids are failing your class.
Now, when you respond, are you responding in a amicable way, politically correct, or are you like, these little bastards they're not doing the homework, doing the work?
So all I do is, and anyone that teaches, you just live in the data. That's all you can do, is live in the data and go, well, there are 20 assignments thus far.
There you go.
He or she has done 2 of them.
Right.
Any assignment that's not graded is a 0. And then I stop talking.
Yeah.
Like, because, what I've learned is that.
You have it in front of you? Do you hold it up? Do you be like?
No. I just simply share my screen.
Oh, okay.
And click the name and say, these are the assignments. And if you notice, and see, the thing is that I'm an asshole with my grade book. Yes. Like, I mark things late, absent, exempt. So you may get a grade, but there'll be a special note to it. Yeah, they turned it in, but it was late. Yeah, I graded, but it was because it was incomplete. So that way, whenever Mad Day comes, they can say, oh, well, why they get that? Well, you see that little blue dot right there? That's the blue dot in Power School, which means it was incomplete. And that way you kind of, if anything COVID has taught me as far as my profession, may your facts destroy the feelings.
Okay.
That's simply it. Don't get it back. Oh, they are bad. They're bad. They don't do no work. They this, they that. Hey, man.
Yeah.
This is how many assignments they had. And see, the thing is that, and most teachers can attest to this, we call home all the time. The good teachers call home all the time. Right. Good sunshine reports, which mean you're doing something good. Hey, rainy day reports mean, hey, there's trouble, right? And we also do doom days calls where ain't no way in hell your child gonna pass, right? We do all 3. We do all 3, right? But I always lead with the sunshine and the rain, because that way I can say, whenever doomsday came, I gave you a full weather report.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't just coming in calling you like, hey, man, your kid dumb as shit.
Right. It's because of global warming. See, it was sunny, but now it's just all doom. It's just cold and rainy the entire time.
Right.
He didn't pay attention to the climate change.
Right. So it's just what it is, just to protect yourself, just to make sure that you're good on your end and everything else. That way, it is a lot of CYA, because and I hate to say this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it on the air and live. It is virtually impossible to fail a child.
As a teacher?
Yeah, it's
Oh
impossible.
no, it's not impossible.
Oh no.
If they don't do nothing,
Impossible. I'm gonna tell you this much. One of my favorite stories, one of my favorite educators I ever taught alongside with. And I had failed some kids. And he pulled me to the side and he was like, "What's your plans for this summer?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go travel here, Louisiana, you know how I roll and everything else." He said, "I'm gonna tell you something. If you don't pass those kids, you ain't going to Louisiana."
why?
He said, because now you're going to have to stand in front of the school board and defend why every single child that you have has failed. You need to have, he broke it down. He said, "Do you have documentation of the number of times that you were available for tutoring? Do you have documentation for the number of times you called parents? Do you have documentation for the number of times you did alternate instruction?" And I was a rookie in the game. I said, "Nah, I ain't got all that." He said, "Well, let me tell you something. How that song go? Throw some D's on that bitch and have yourself a something."
Oh man. So you would have to defend that even with the same. You couldn't just show the same. These are zeros, and this is what I tried to give them. I tried to grade on the curve, but it's kind of hard to add to
Grade
zero.
on a zero, right?
Zeros, yeah.
Like literally, it is virtually impossible to fail a kid. Now this is before COVID. It is I'm telling you, if you're getting ready to fail a student, you better get ready to have at least 2 dissertations on the child and your daily instruction before that even happens.
Mm. It's the cold game.
It's cold. It's a cold game. And as I said, we do not fail them. I agree.
Yeah.
Teachers do not fail kids. That's the last thing you want to do. It bothers me a little bit when kids it does. It bothers me a lot when kids got bad grades. But
last questions, and to the point originally about reading, and 5th, 11th grade, the teachers, most of y'all's job is not to teach them how to read. Hopefully, I mean,
yes, sadly it is.
It's yes, and unfortunately, they'll get to that age and not be able to. Then you have to. But just regarding, you said we do, good teachers call home. Now, technically, you're in the home because of the virtual setup. So do you agree? A lot of parents talk about concessions, right? Because of this is a stressful time, it's traumatic. Do you agree that y'all should be offering more concessions to make the kid feel comfortable and at ease because they're dealing with these levels of stress? And I'm talking like elementary, middle school. I know you teach high school, but do you think that that's a thing?
I think it's a balance, right? Like, I don't agree that if you're K through 6, first of all, I don't agree anyone should be in school from 8 to 4 o'clock, which is currently the way the world is working right now.
Oh, you don't agree with that?
Oh, I highly disagree with that.
How so? Why?
It's too much screen time. It's way too much screen time. It's not healthy. It's not healthy for adults. And then we'll also have to consider this too, and I've said it before on the show, is that everybody doesn't have the same internet service.
Right.
Like, clearly, we're clear, we're good. We got 5Gs. We got 4 to 5Gs.
4 to 5G, yeah.
4 to 5Gs. Most of my students are operating with like 1G, lowercase g. They ain't really operating with it a lot. So it's difficult for them to do that. So I'm not a fan of it because it's too difficult to maneuver. So I'm saying at least 3. I'm saying the school day should at least be like 4 hours, a strong 4 hours, A/B schedule. After when lunch hits, we done.
Yeah. So what's your suggestion? Because if it's not 8 hours and it's not in front of the screen, I mean, they really just want to play the whole goddamn day. Like, a lot of them just want to, do what they want. And how do you further the education process during a school year if it's not an 8-hour block?
So this is where I believe this is where educators get really clever and have, capstone projects. And capstone is huge. Like, have a capstone math project where kids are doing extended learning, doing a project. Get away from this face-to-face like learning. Like, the strong 4 hours would be great because, do a capstone math, capstone English, all your major core subjects, a foreign language. See, what the problem is that all the people that make the big bucks that are administrators, They saw all the failures of the spring semester 2020, and came back this year in the fall and repeated the same offense. Nothing changed. Like, you telling me that y'all had a whole summer and the best y'all could come back with was do the same thing again?
Yeah.
That's why it's failing. So I'm saying 4 hours.
But if you do the Capstone project where, you know, independent learning, the kid has to go away and figure it out and do something, but then they don't do it, like, then what do you do?
Well, then that way at least you have the parachute of it was due at the end of the semester. Okay. You had more. You didn't have a quarter to do it. It's your capstone project for the semester. Okay. You do 2 a semester. That way what happens is the capstone project is at least 20% of your grade. Okay. So it helps the teacher out, but also more importantly, it reduces the amount of screen time. Because I'm seeing it with my own son. He wore out, man. Like, yeah. he finished doing the work. I'm like, what you about to do now? I'm about to go to sleep. What? Like, you 15 years old. Why you? And I know, I hate to say it, I sleep in the middle of the day because I be wore out teaching. Man.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But what I've seen is 8 hours of screen time in class, and then to try to get another 8 video games. And
see, that's not. It's overall, we're
just a bad situation.
You've heard it here first. You heard it here first. I'm gonna be you for a second, and I'm gonna put on my third eye. Don't be surprised in the next 5 years of the number of additional special education students that get labeled as a byproduct of this virtual learning program. We're going to see probably it's like this environment stirs the pot for ADHD.
Yeah, and I'm reading Kemet. He said he's a teacher in DC.
Right.
I would challenge kids, encourage them, offer motivational quotes and African American examples of excellence. Administration pulled me to the side and said the kids were complaining. Basically, they told me not to teach, but to manage behavior. Unfortunately, he said he worked at a behavioral school with 20-year-old seniors that could not read. The school would not allow me to give a failing grade to kids, echoing what you were saying.
Yep.
Kids that did nothing. I thought that I was in the Twilight Zone, but no, I was in DC. All right, well, there's that. Well, I appreciate it as always coming through, because I that post that was eye opening, and the statistic was even more so than how teachers, y'all just get thrown under the bus, because so parents are finding out because they sit in the same room with them. They were like, you know, they at the table and they hear across the room, they hear Ted or Theodore, and he over there, you know, struggling through an easy sentence. They like, oh, I know you couldn't read. What is you?
No. It's even worse than that. I'm gonna tell you what. Like I say, I'm gonna write my book. I'm gonna come back with a story called "True Stories of a Virtual Educator." This is this happened 2 days ago. Clearly, little boy is reading. He's good. Okay, he's having no problems. All of a sudden, another little boy reads. Hear the mama in the background. You can't read that. The other boy sounded good reading. You rubbish. And I'm going, oh.
No, that's not good. Yeah.
And I'm going, you know, because I know everybody's test scores, and I'm going, you ain't know my man is in the 7th grade reading on that 2.5. And for those that's playing a home game, that's 2nd grade 5 months. So he can't read a newspaper. He going to the league though.
And that's your fault, Mr.
And
Clark.
it's my fault because he going to the league.
Absolutely. Your fault. All right, appreciate it.
All right, good people. See y'all later.
Mr. Clark said, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we've reached that point of the program, man. We would like to leave on a lesson and get a good word from an elder in a segment I like to call Hi Dad.
Happy everyday, brothers and sisters. This is Alpha Papa with today's reflection. Autumn. Here it is, autumn, and my wife and I are still in some form of quarantine. We have been out to pick up our own online groceries. We have been to the drive-through bank. I went inside Walgreens for one item. Of course, I waited in the parking lot for the parking lot to clear out. And when I went in, there was only about 3 people in there. There were arrows on the floor giving directions. one way and do not enter signs throughout the store. The last time I went to shopping was the first week of March, before the quarantine went into effect. Being in my age bracket, I have to continue to be safe and careful. Winter is coming soon, so we all have to be extra safe and careful. I want to be around when the dust settles. Peace and blessings to all. Alpha Papa.
Absolutely. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. We have reached the end of the show, right on schedule. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Those of y'all that left and came back, it's all good. Sat through the technical difficulties. It's a live show. Hey, man, this is a live podcast unlike any other, so I ain't tripping on none of that, man. We do good work here. Thanks for J. Anthony Brown for stopping through. Thanks for Mr. Clarkson for jumping through, jumping on. And everybody in Peanut Gallery, man, that had something to say. We with you. Bring another person tomorrow, next show. 6 p.m., Lord willing, we'll be here Monday through Friday. And Roland, I appreciate you. Thank you for standing by. Just text me. Was going to get you on, but it just didn't work out that way. So everybody else, man, stay safe. Take care. We'll see you in a minute.